राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे राम हरे राम, राम
Bolo Shri Ganesh and Bhagavan ki Jai. All will stand as we join together in singing the Arti. Om Jai Ganapati Deva. Om Jai Ganapati Deva. Prabhu Jai Ganapati Deva. Vigana Vinashana Swami. Vigana Vinashana Swami. Sukha Sampati Deva. Om Jai Parvati Putra Kahavo. Shankar Sutta Swami. Prabhu Shankar Sutta Swami. Gajan सिद्धि के मालिक मोषक यशवारी प्रभु मोषक यशवारी कर जोरे विनती करे कर जोरे विनती करे आनंद युष्ट भारी ओम जय प्रथम आपको पूजन शुभ मंगल दाता प्रभु शुभ मंगल दाता से देहो ये सब कारत से देहो ये सब कारत दरिद्र हत जाता ओम जय सुंदला दुंद दुंदला मस्तक पर चंदा प्रभु मस्तक पर चंदा कारज सिद्ध करावो कारज सिद्ध करावो का तो सब पंदा ओम जय गणपति जय की आरती जो कोई नर गावे प्रभु जो कोई नर गावे जादू का कह भावती जादू का कह भावती निश दिन सुख पावे ओम जय गणपति देवा प्रभु जय गणपति देवा विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी सुख संपत्ति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा ओम त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। सियापति रामचंद्र की जय। जगत जननी श्री दुर्गा माता की जय। बोलो सनातन धर्म की जय। Devotees, you may kindly take your seats. ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। Devotees, once again we all gathered here tonight to worship the Supreme Brahm in the form of Shri Ganesh. Before I commence reciting the Katha, we'd ask each and everyone to try to picture that beautiful form of Lord Ganesh in your minds as we chant these verses which are dedicated to his worship. Om Asumukashtaikadantashta Kapilo Gajakarnaka Lambodara Shabikato Bigananasho Binayaka Dumraketor Ganajaksho Bhalachandro Gajanana Dwadashaitani Namani Yapate Trinno Yadapi Vidyarambe Vivahe Cha Praveshe Nirgame Tatha Sangrami Sankati Chaiva Viganata Najayati Shuklam Vararam Devam Shashivaranam Chaturbujam Prasanavadanam Dhyayit Sarva Vigno Pashandaye अभीप्सितार्थसिद्ध्यार्थ पूजितो यासुरासुरै सर्वा विघ्नहरस्तस्मै गणाधिपतये नमः शिवतनय वरिष्ठमा सर्वकल्याणमूर्ति परशुकमलहस्तं शोभितं मोदकेनः अरुण कुसुममाला व्यालयज्ञोपवीतं मम हृदय निवासं श्रीगणेशं नमामि वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय कोटिसूर्या मम प्रभा अविघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा विघ्नेश्वराय वरदाय सुरप्रियाय लंबोदराय सकलाय जगद्विताय नागननाय श्रुतियज्ञ विभूषिताय गौरीसुतै गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते भक्तार्तिनाशन परयाय गणेश्वराय सर्वेश्वराय शुभदाय सुरेश्वराय वेद्याधराय विकटाय च वामनाय भक्ता प्रसन्न वरदाय नमो नमस्ते नमस्ते ब्रह्मरूपाय विष्णुरूपाय ते नमः नमस्ते रुद्ररूपाय करिरूपाय ते नमः विश्वरूप स्वरूपाय नमस्ते ब्रह्मचारिणे भक्तिप्रियाय देवाय नमस्तुभ्यं विनायका लंबोदर नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदका प्रिया निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा आवाहनं न जानामि तवार्चनं पूजं चैव न जानामि क्षमस्वेति गणेश्वरा। बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय। Those who were present last night would recall we stopped where Lord Ganesh was discussing with Raja Barinya the benefits of Gyan and Karma and how they work hand in hand so the human being is able to accomplish all the siddhas. Before we begin tonight, let us join together in the chanting of the Ganesh Stotram. Yato nanta shaktirananta jiva yato nirgunada prameyad gunaste yato bhati sarva trida veda vinnam sadatam ganesham namamo bhajama yatashvavira se jagat sarva vetus tatabjasano vishwago vishwagopta tatindra dayo दैत्य सन्नघा मनुष्या सदा तम गणेशं नमामो भजामा यतो वाणीवानो बवुर्भुजलन् च यतः सागरश्चन्द्रमा व्योमा वायु यतः स्थावरा जङ्गमा सङ्गवृक्षा सदा तं गणेशं नमामो भजामा यतो दानवा किन्नरा यक्षसन्नग्रा यतश्चारण वारण श्वापदश्च यत पक्षिकीता यतो वीरगष्टा सदा तं गणेशं नमामो भजामा यतो बुद्धिर ज्ञाननाशो मुमुक्षो यतः सम्पदो भक्तसन्तोषकर्त्यो यतो विघ्ननाशो यतः कार्यसिद्धि सदा तं गणेशं नमामो भजामा यत यत्र पुत्रसम्पद्यो वाञ्छितार्थो यतो भक्तिविद्या तथानेकरूपा यः शोकमोहौ यत काम एव सदा तं गणेशं नमामो भजामा यतो नन्दशक्ति शशेषो भवो वा धराधारणे निकरूपो च शक्ता यतो नेकदा स्वर्गलोकहीनाना सदा तं गणेशं नमामो भजामा यतो वेदचो विकुण्ठता मनोभि सदा नेतिने तिथितायं गृह्णन्ति परब्रह्मरूपं चिदानन्दभूतं सदा तं गणेशं नमामो भजाम यतो नन्दशक्तिरनन्दश्च यतो निर्गुणाद् प्रमेयात् गुणस्ति यतो भाति सर्वा त्रिदाभिन्नं सदा तं गणेशं नमामो भजाम सदा तं गणेशं नमामो भजाम सदा तं गणेशं नतामो भजाम। बोलो श्री गणेशनंद भगवान की जय। We begin the third session with Lord Ganesh saying to Rajavarenya, Pura saragadi samaye Traigunyam tritanupaham Niramaya chaiva madanam Vaishnave yoga mutatamam. At the time when this universe was created, the gunas were also created at the same time. Bodies were also created at the same time. This yoga was also created at the same time. And when there was the need for expansion of the universe, I took it upon myself, Vishnave Yoga Mutatamam, and I imparted this yoga, this science, to Lord Vishnu himself. Arayam ne sobraviso manave ne jaso nave tatparam parayatam vedurenam maharshayaha. And Lord Vishnu taught this very science, this very yoga, to Surya Dev. Surya in turn, manave ne jaso nave, taught it to his son, who was Raja Manu. And after Manu, Tatparam Parayatam, after a long time, Vidurena Maharshaya, it was handed down from generation to generation. All of us have the same beginning, whether we agree with it or not. We all have the identical beginning. We all came here as indentured laborers. Everybody was laborer. But somewhere along the road, the laborers decided they didn't want the children to become laborers. And the advent of education stepped in. And every generation emphasized the need for education. And we have reached the stage now where we have education, and if you hand all these scholars on them 4 by and see, they know how to plant it in the ground. They don't have a clue what to do. So you have to sacrifice one to get one. You cannot have the two. Because we were not taught how to mix the two together. None of us was taught that. So it was handed down to all the yogis. Kalena bahuna chayam nashtasya charame yuge ashradohya vishwaso vigita yashcha bhumipaha. And then something called Kali Yuga entered. Two days ago, somebody was asking me how long Kali Yuga in existence, and how long, and how long it have to go again. I said, but Kali Yuga has started. The danger of Kali Yuga has started. And this is the madness we're seeing going on in the world. Kali Yuga is supposed to be 432,000 years old. And we are only 5,000 years into it. But having searched all the scriptures for a definition on Kali Yuga and Kalki Avatar, the only place I found it was in the Surya Puran. Kali Yuga Adadabiti Jabajai hai Manushako Taba Manushakai hai Soi hai Avatar Kalanki. That is when Kalki is going to come. When half of the Kali Yuga age is finished and human beings start to eat human beings, then Kalki is going to come. So you have a long wait. You have a 200,000 years to wait again for that to happen. So all these magicians in India who just fall down from heaven and say them is Kalki Avatar, they have a clue. And let me explain something to you. If you think India had stupid people, nah, Trinidad have it. As a fella dressed up in yellow, he's a Swami. Yeah. Ain't know nothing, but he getting rich off of we. And we buying into it. It says, when that dark age entered, Nashtasya Charame Yuge, people became untrustworthy. You couldn't trust people. People became faithless. People lacked cleanliness. You know, when a lady tell me in New York that my voice, I too aggressive. Lady from India. She want a white sari that clean. It's dirty. And she bold-faced enough to tell me I don't look like a vegetarian. So I say, how a vegetarian supposed to look with a bag of aloo on his head walking up the road? You understand? And she made a very interesting point. Once your heart clean, don't worry about nothing else. Say, lady, if your body dirty, your mind going to be dirty. You could say what you want. It has no mantra to clean that. You know, Kabir Das had sung a bhajan. Dobiya jala bicha marata piyasa. अच्छा साबुन लेहि न मूरख है संतन के पासा राम है संतन के पासा दाग पुराना छूतत नाही धोवत बारह मासा धोबिया. I will sing that for you later on tonight. So when this faithless people became faithless, you tell people go by the jandi and offer a jal when the sun rising. And they will ask you if that has really worked. You know what people just call me? Next week, my phone going to ring off the hook. Petri Pak's going to start. Babs, tell me the mantra to throw water. Throw water? Pray to your ancestors that they leave a donkey like you behind. Because you throw in water. I never throw water yet, brother. Your offer. Throwing and offering is two different things. You throw water to bathe dog. You understand? And that's where we reach. I mean, every day I've seen it advertised on TV. Ganesh Ustav. Ganesh Ustav. They're spelling it wrong too. You could correct that? That's like a runaway train. You could never correct it. Nobody could correct it. So when people lack that, people become destitute. See how much vagrant they have now? When I was growing up, a vagrant was a rare commodity. Rare you see a vagrant. Now, everybody else, every other person is a vagrant. People had no desire to learn. People had no desire to learn. And this great yoga was lost. It disappeared. Bhagavad Gita says, Evam parampara prapta mimam rajarashayo vidu sakala neha mahato yogo nashta parantapaha. Having been handed down generation after generation for thousands and thousands of years until this yoga was lost. Lord Ganesh says, Evam puratanam yogam shrutavana siyaman makhat gohya gadyohyatam veda rahasyam paramam shubham. I am now imparting this very yoga to you, this great secret. This yoga is the essence of the Vedas. And this yoga brings benefit to humanity. Anybody who wants it, you could get it. Varenya says, Samapraptam charvati prane garabasatvam gajanana proktavan kathametam tvam vishno yoga muttamam. How is it possible for you, O Ganesh, that only recently you have appeared upon this earth, and Lord Vishnu is worshipped as the most ancient of the divinities? How is it possible for you to impart this teaching to Lord Vishnu? And Lord Ganesh says, Anekani chate janaman titani mamami cha sansmaretani saravani na smritistava yavartate. You and I, O King, have taken many births in this world. Many times you were here. I remember all minds. You cannot remember. People need to understand there are 8,400,000 living species, and we all started off as the same one, the lowest you could reach. Everybody started off the same way. Until we evolve and evolve and evolve, until we became human. Human is the last of the creation. You don't believe that? The last thing God created was human. Because he was scared. He had no problem with animals. He had no problem with the forest. But he put somebody in charge, and that was the mistake he made. He must be still regretting that upstairs. Because the human became a destructive element. The human is so destructive that some of the animals that roam the earth, they no longer exist. They didn't die out. We killed them out. And the man who was the head of the organization to preserve animals was a stupid fellow in England named Prince Philip. He was stupid too bad. He killed out most of the tigers in India, and then he said, now it's time to save them. Nature of the beast. So, Ganesh is saying that I remember every life form that I have. I remember every life form that you had. But you cannot remember. Now, what causes the human to forget who he was? Have any idea what caused it? A scissors. What does that mean? When they cut the umbilical cord. That is when you lose tie with the past. Some people were strong enough to remember. Not everybody does remember. Everybody don't remember. But some of them have been able to do it. One is a lady named Shanti Devi. There's a beautiful book written on the life of Shanti Devi called I Have Lived Before, who died in childbirth. And when she was born back, and she was growing up, they asked her, what caused you to be born again? What attachment you would have had to the world to bring you back so quick? And she said the love for that child. She's still alive. Well documented. Lord Krishna says in the Gita, Bahuni me vyatitani janamani tavarjuna tanyaham veda saravani natvam vetat parandapaha. You and I, Arjun, have passed through many births together. I remember them all. You do not remember. No child could be born in the world, no child, and could just get up one morning as a 5-year-old and pick up a piano and play the most difficult piece of piano in the world and master it. You have to bring it with you. You have to bring that with you. Matata eva mahabaho jata Vaishnav daya sura maya eva chalamayanti pralayesho yuge yuge. Through me, Lord Ganesh says that Lord Vishnu and all the devatas were created. They were created at the end of every yuga. This is a continuous cycle. Whatever happened now, whatever is going on right now in the world has happened 24 times already. There were 24 Kali Yugas that gone. The history just keeps repeating itself. We cannot change it because we cannot remember it. And at the end of every yuga, all these lives merge into me. Almighty arm. You see, we just use the word evolution. Evolution means you move from here into this, into this, into this, into this, and you become this. How the reverse action takes place. What is it called? If evolution is you move from one stage to another stage until you reach human, going backward, how do you call it? It's called involution. Involution means you reach here and you go back into this, and you go back into this, and you go back into this until you go back into the Supreme. So the forward movement of life is called evolution. And the reverse movement is called involution. Ahameva paro brahma Maharudrohameva cha ahameva jagata sarvam stavaram jangamam jayat. I am worshipped as this great Brahma. I am worshipped as Rudra, Lord Shiva. I am this vast universe. I am the movable and I am the immovable. Ahabhyayo hamma bhutatma nadirishwara evacha astayatri gunamaya bhavami bahuvayo nisho. I am the birthless one. I am the indestructible force, the most ancient and supreme. I am not affected by the gunas. And through Maya, I have taken many incarnations in this world. Adharama pachayo dharama pachayo hi yaga bhavet sadhu samrakshitam dushtam staditum sambhavamyaham. When unrighteousness prevails and then it continues to grow, dharma cannot exist in that environment. They should never mind fishes. Go in a pet shop, right? I'll show you have a half a barrel home, full of water, and buy 2 Hillary. How much are Hillary now? He doesn't mind plenty. How much are Hillary now? $8, $10. So buy 2, I'll give you $20. Buy 2. And throw them in that water. And put 1 drop of oil in it. 1 drop. What's going to happen? Let's get white. The red Hillary going to get white. And then it's going to dead. You're not going to die. It's going to dead. Because it cannot survive in that environment. It wasn't created for that kind of environment. The same thing with righteousness and unrighteousness. They could both work hand in hand. They just know how to keep out of each other way. But when unrighteousness begins to grow, righteousness begins to diminish. Because it cannot survive in that environment. And when it cannot survive, sadhunam rakshitam dushtam, there will always be devotees of God. Devotees of God always existed in this world. Always. Somebody has to protect them. And the person who is supposed to protect the devotees of God is supposed to be the ruler of the land. The ruler of the land can't save himself. How he going to protect sadhu? So I, Sambhavamayaham, I incarnate myself upon the earth to protect those devotees and to destroy those who are evil. Uchidya dharma nichayam dharma sanstapayami cha inmadushta shadaityashtu nanalila karo muda. My first mission is to destroy evil. That is the first job. And when I finish that job of destroying evil, whatever dharma existed, I re-establish it. I don't create anything. That's the mistake people have made. Visible God cannot create anything. Invisible God create. Visible God re-establish. Sanstapayamicha. I re-establish that dharma. And nana lila karo muda. I perform many different types of leelas that people will get an understanding of what it is like. Bhagavad Gita says, Yada yada hi dharamasya glanirabhavati bharata abhyaktanam madharamasya taratmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadunam vinashaye chadushkritam dharma sanstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever this unrighteousness prevails to protect those who are good, to destroy those who are evil. In every yuga, I manifest. There's something you need to understand. Sanatana Dharma is divided into 4 yugas. In Satyug, God was living in one planet, and the Rakshas was living in a different planet. They never lived in the same place. In Treta Yuga, they lived in the same country. Ram and Ravan was neighbor. Well, they just cross a river and kill him. In Dwapar Yuga, they live in the same family. Krishna and Kans. They were related, uncle and nephew. And the good news is in Kali Yuga, they live in the same house. They live in the same house. So you could fight that enemy, fight him. If you go to the Christian scripture, there's a verse in what is called Revelation. Do not believe that I came to bring peace on earth. I have come to put father against son, mother against daughter, and your enemy lives in the same house with you. That is Revelation. It is. I could quote the Revelation if you wanted. But that makes sense. Varanashram muni sadun palaye bahuru padrek eva yo veti sannamurti mama dibyo yuge yuge. To protect those who are righteous, to protect the householder. Sanatana Dharma survives because of the householders, nobody else. If you believe that Pandits kept Sanatana Dharma alive in Trinidad, you need to go to a psychiatrist and get your head examined. Pandits never did that. Pandits profited from it, but they never protected it. The people who protected Sanatana Dharma, I don't know about India, here, where the fellows used to go house to house reading Ramayana and thing all over the place. They start at one point, and they open the Ramayana and they start. Where's the first verse in the Ramayana? You have any idea? Where's the first verse in the Ramayana? I'll give you a Ramayana too. Where's the first verse in the Ramayana? Oh, you all know? Shanno Mitra Shambaruna. That is the first verse in the Ramayana. And after that, something was missing in the Ramayana. And for thousands of years, you know something happened yesterday, you know? For hundreds of years, they knew something was missing and nobody couldn't put their hand on it. Until a fellow named Purandas came up with it. Varananam Aritasanganam Rasanam Chandasamapi Mangalanam Chakarataro. That is the man who came up with that, not Tulsidas. That was the key to unravel the Ramayana. That is the key. 7 verses to unravel the whole mystery of the Ramayana. When Tulsidas wrote, there's a doha he wrote in Balkan, Ati bichitta ragupati charita janahi paramasujan, Jaimati mandavi moha basa hridaya darai kachuan, that only one who is blessed by Ram understands the mystery of Ram. But if he doesn't understand the mystery of Ram, he's going to take that Ramayana and mess it up. I've seen that in my lifetime. When I started to go satsang, the first thing I had to do was smoke chilam. You know that? Don't make them joke, Nama. You know that. Ask your father, he will tell you. First thing I had to do was smoke chilam. Right? And the excuse that was given then, in the 60s and 70s, is Lord Shiva do that. Unfortunately, nowhere in any book that has Shiva in it, the word ganja appears. It has nothing to do with Shiva. You understand? So, they mess it up to start with. They open the book and they don't mess it up. So this is why he says, the householders are the key to unravel the mystery of Hinduism. The householder. And then, after the householder, I protect devotees. I am the one who personally looks after the needs of my devotees in every age. In every age, people have sung about my splendor, about my divine beauty. Every age, people sing about it. Tat tat karamacha vidyamacha mamarupam samasata bhyaktaham mamati buddhim napurarabho sajayate. My karma, my form, the action that I perform is only for the purpose of people to render service unto me. To become close to me, there are certain things you have to give up. You cannot have the two. Give up anger, give up greed, and you could gain salvation. Them is two deadly diseases, you know. Two deadly sickness. Nirahir niramamo yosha mapaparaya madhyapashraya vijnana tapasa shuddha aneke mamupagata. Worship me without desire. Worship me fearlessly. Have no fear in your mind. Without anger. The most difficult thing in the Gita, in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 6 is the ability to resist temptation. Not temptation, you know. The ability to resist it. That is the penance. Because that temptation is going to come and sit down right on your lap. The ability to resist it. Accept my teachings. Vijnana tapasa shuddha. Devote yourself with true knowledge. When you pray silently. You ever hear your heartbeat yet? I don't want to race off. Normal. You ever hear your heartbeat? Get up 3 o'clock in the morning and go sit down in the yard on a chair. Put your 2 hands on your 2 knees. And breathe as slow as you could breathe. And you're going to hear your heart beating. If it happened the first time, try it a second time. If it happened then, try it a 10th time. And if it happened then you're convinced you're dead. If you can't hear your heart beating, you're dead. Yeah, if your heart beating, you're dead. So he says, when you pray to me, pray silently. Let your mind be pure. Let your body be pure. And then you will attain me. Bita raga baya krodha manamaya mamupashrita bahavo jnana tapasa potamad bhavasagataha. Lord Krishna says to Arjun, free yourself from fear. Free yourself from anger. Purify yourself by jnana, by knowledge, by wisdom. And then you become one with me. There's certain steps you have to follow. Yena yena hi bhavena sansevante narotama tatha tatha palamatebhyo prayachamya abhyayasputam. Many great souls, many great intelligent people, they have formulated different plans to worship me. And they all got through. That is why Hinduism talks about different schools of thought. Different methods going to work. But is which one going to work for you? The one that tell me to leave my house and go in the forest to live, that's not going to work. Because I'm going to get killed with a trap gun, or some bandit going to be in the jungle and kill me. I'm not doing that. That Supreme will reward you for every effort that you honestly make. The key there is not the effort, honest. When you do it honestly. And you shouldn't have a problem. Ye yatam ram papadyante tastateva bhajamyaham mama varatuma nuvaratante manushya partha sarvashaha. Lord Krishna explained to Arjun that whichever form people choose to worship me, that is the form I will appear to them in. It doesn't mean it have a different God. And you do engineering? How much voltage it have in a transformer? Make a guess now. Make a guess. 33,000. And you're getting current from that. You think you could handle 33,000 volts in your house? So you have to find a way to break it down. And there's only so much you could get. No matter how big the palace is, 110. No matter how big the building is, 110. He can't handle more than that. Because if he plug in a 220 into a 110, make sure he has good insurance. They're going to blow up with him. He can't handle it. The same thing Lord Krishna explained to Arjun. Ye yatam ram prapadyante tastataiva bhajamyaham mama vartumanu vartante manushya part sarvashaha. People talk about worshiping the Supreme. Your mind cannot carry you to that height. So start small. Worship Hanuman. Start small. And then as you develop that love and that devotion, it's going to grow. And then you will bypass Hanuman and go to a different level and a different level until you reach the source itself. Janasyuri tare rajan mama marga nuyayina tateva vyavaharanate reshu chanyeshu kurvati. People become my servants. In this age, we exploit people who become servants. There's a difference. There are people who love going in the mandir, you know. It has people who love going and working in a mandir, and we exploit them. And that is when it becomes dangerous. And they enjoy themselves. And they are the ones, Tataiva Vyaharante, they are the ones who cause others, Chanyeshu Kuruvate, to become happy and to become comfortable. They are the ones who do it. Not the Pandit, the servant. Kuravanti devata pritim kakshanta karamana phalam prapnuvanti hate loke shigra siddha hi karamajam. Those who perform their duty, even though they are servants, worshipping different forms of God for rewards, they are rewarded for whatever good they do. Everybody going to be rewarded for all the good they have done, and everybody going to pay for all the wickedness they do. Remember a fellow named Puran Sao? He had a classic line, you know. Somebody tell him one day, a big boy in an organization tell him one day he will go to hell when he dead. He said, I know I'm going to hell when I die, but I'll have a stick and I'll be waiting for you when you come. And I will deal with you. You won't get punishment in hell. I will punish you before you get in hell. Right? What the Ganesh Gita is saying, whatever good you do in this world, you will be rewarded for it. Chatavadu gimaya varana rajasa tvam tamo shata karama shatashta sansreshta mrityu loko maya nagha. Nagha means one who has committed no sin. O sinless one, upon this earth, through the karma that you have performed, through the good actions you have performed, people are created because of that. Everybody have a different responsibility. Everybody have a different responsibility. No two people have the same responsibility in the same way as no two people have the same DNA. No two people have it. No two people have the same fingerprint. Identical twin or no identical twin. Every fingerprint different. The same way. Chaturavanyamaya sreshtam gunakarama vibhagasha tasya karatarapi mama vidya karatam mamabhyayam. The four orders of human existence was created by me. Everybody have a different guna. Everybody have a different responsibility. The problem is they cannot work together. Everybody want to be a leader. Everybody want to be a chief. Nobody want to be an Indian. That's the problem. If everybody coordinate their effort together, we live in the perfect world. That is the perfect world. People talk about renunciation, renunciation. If everybody renunciates, what's going to happen? The whole world going to shut down. Imagine when you're flying in the plane, halfway through, the pilot say, listen, time for me to renounce this world, and he jump out the window. Where are you going from there? You are renouncing, you know. He renounced you. It's not for everybody at the same time. Everybody have to go through whatever karma brought them here. You have to burn out that. I can't help you do that. In the same way, you cannot help me burn the karma that I create. That is my job. But we could both be on the same path. There's only one katha I read so far. It talk about two people realize God at the same time. Fellow want to commit suicide. So he go in the forest to kill himself. Rain started to fall. And lightning flash. He get frightened and he run in a little old shack. And he see a fellow sit down there. Like he dead. Well, he more frightened now. And the fellow wake up after a while. And he bow to the fellow. He say, Guruji, you good. Say, why? Say, you meditating so on. You are even shake. Is drunk, the man drunk and sleeping, you know. Right? So every day he going to beg and bring in for the guru. Well, the guru better, he happy. Free booze. The devatas come and tell him, time to go. You realize God through your service that you do. He said, I'm not going if my guru ain't going. He said, I'm not a guru boy, that's a drunkard. He said, I don't care what you say, that's my guru. He had to go with me. And the devatas tell him, he will only go with you if he could hold your two ankles when you're going up. He said, sure. Tell the guru, he said, hold my two ankles and don't let go. He said, sure. Why are you going to let go? And halfway up, the guru decided he wanted to sing a biraha. You know what the key in singing a biraha? What's the key? The idea? You have to hold the two ears. So while he's singing biraha, he let go the foot to hold the ears. He ain't going no way. Nobody could carry you for salvation. Nobody could give you that. Salvation is what you work for. You have to work for that. If you miss it in this life, you're coming back for it. You always have an opportunity. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Tat karamani parapamam vidya karataramabhyayam. When you understand the nature of this creation, you would realize that there is absolutely nothing in this world you could do. Nothing. How much subject you pass in college? Yeah? 6. You pass more than me. Right? You went UE? Then he went. He brighter than you. But you don't have the experience that you have. You understand? So you could guide him. It doesn't mean he can't guide you. But the ego in you, that little boy can't teach me nothing. One man tell me that in a puja, no young pandit can't teach me nothing. When his wife daddy called me to do the funeral, I said, no young pandit can't do funeral, but get an old pandit and do it. Yeah, me vex with you. When he was dying, they called me to do the Gita part. I say, I'm not going. I tell my father that. I say, I am not going in that man's house. He say, you have to bury that. I say, no, I'll bury he, but I'm not going. He have no respect for me. I'm not going there. I stand my ground on those things, People don't understand that, but I stand my ground on what I believe in. Right or wrong, I stand the ground. Because I always believe, don't look at somebody and judge them. Don't go down that road at all. One of the greatest scholars, the only human being I have met, who could chant the whole Devi Mahatam by heart. 700 verses. The fellow named Swami Balgopal. And when you look at him, he looked like he's still sucking his mother's breast and drinking milk, boy. And if they have a verse in the Bhagavad, you could quote this man and know it. You judge the man wrong, don't judge him. You don't know people's ability. This is why it says, the human needs to understand that there is nothing in this world he could do. Somebody has to power it from behind. And then he gets the ability to do it. But the ego in him makes him think that he really doing it. Karataram apite shamam karataram vidubodaha anadimi shwara nityam leptam karamajay gunay. I am the one who does everything. And people, wise people know that I am the one behind pulling the string. Fools believe that they are in charge. Only foolish people that believe that. The ancient one, the good karma, the actions, people accept divinity. People believe in God. Trinidad may be one of the few places in the world, the fastest place to get rich, go in a church on a Sunday. Any church, any religion. It must be full and you can rob plenty people. That is a fixed thing. All full on a Sunday. Rest of the week it's empty. We believe in God. We are funny people. Namam karama nilimbanti name karama palesmriha itimam jo bijanati karatabirna sabadyati. People who understand the nature of God are not tainted by karma. Because they know they're only doing this because somebody have them doing it. So they do it without thinking about the rewards of karma. Karma birana sabadyati. And therefore, they are not bounded by karma. Nirahim yo bijanati karama badanati naivatam chakru karamani buddvevam puravam mumokshava. When you worship God, what do you think about? Think about you are worshiping something or somebody without a desire. That's all. You believe God knows everything? You believe that? So we're asking him for that. If you already know everything, what are you asking him for? You already know. But you see, the problem with God is God not going to give you what you want. That is the problem. He's not going to give you what you want. God will give you what you deserve. And it's a big difference. Recently I was in Diamond. Went to do a one for a man dying. For sick. Let me use the word sick. And I reached in time to see the ambulance bring him out on the stretcher. And when I looked at the eyes of the man, I tell his son, I said, let me tell you something. He not coming home. It ain't gonna happen today. It ain't gonna happen tomorrow. But he not coming home. So if you plan to sit down and do this and praying to God and tell him, let me father come back home, don't waste that dachina and time. He not coming home. There are certain things that are called inevitable. Death is inevitable. Chapter 2 of the Gita, where the famous verse? Come on, Pope, talk to me fast. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruva janmritasya cha. Once you are born in this world, you're going to die. Once you are dead, if you don't realize God, you're like the Terminator. I'll be back. You're coming back with a bang. The purpose is to free yourself. He says, when that individuals, the great saints, the great sages, the great yogis, they saw me within themselves. And yet they still perform karma. Hanuman saw Ram in his chest. He stopped performing karma after that? No, he continued as usual. He continued as usual. You don't stop performing karma at all. Vasana sahita datyat sansar karana hridat agyana bandana janarato buddhyam muchyate khilat. Desires is what causes this universe to come into being. Unfulfilled desires causes ignorance. From ignorance, there is bondage. I say to you, O King, devotees going to find out this on their own merit. And they will discard desire. They will discard ignorance. They will discard bondage. And then, muchyate khilat, they will become one with me. Tarakarama chakaramani katayam yadunatava tatra maunam gata moha deshako buddhashalinaha. What is action? What is inaction? You need to understand that first. What is right and what is wrong. If you carry your car in a garage and the fella take down the whole engine and fix it back for you, and when he finish, you see, Anand, you're good to go. When you tumble it, it's like butter on a tower. And he hand you 7 extra screws he find in the engine. You feel something wrong? Figure it out. Your tire supposed to have normally 16 nut and bolt that holding up the tires. Right? Normally it have 4. Some vehicles have 5, some have 6. When he finished the 4 tires and he hand you back 8 of them, nut and bolt, you think something wrong, man? I have a motor car, never own one, have no desire to own one. But I am that stupid to know if it had 40 nut and bolt in the engine, and when he fixed it, he gave me back 12 in my hand and tell me, hold that for spare part. Something wrong with that mechanic. He do a good job. You understand? The same thing with God. Hocus pocus cannot make you find God. God has to be found through sincerity. You have to be sincere with it. This is your thing. You have to figure it out. That is what action is. That is what inaction is. If you, what school your daughter going to? All right. So you go to pick she up. And while you're standing up outside the school, you see a break bottle on the ground. What are you going to do? What you say? Leave it there, you say? That way you say? My camera switch. See, that's what you're going to do. Why? That's right. What do you expect to get in return for doing that? Nothing. Action and inaction. It's an involuntary action. Right? Because you see to pick it up. But what you expect in return is nothing. So what the Gita is saying, know what you're supposed to do and know what you cannot do. And then decide what you're going to do. Never attempt a job you can't do. Now, trying to unravel what is karma and what is non-action, even the great rishis have become confused. Kimakarama kimakaramiti kavayopya tamoghita tatate karama pravakshami yajagyatva mokshase shubhat. This great puzzle has mystified even the wise. And the truth is going to free you from evil. Figure it out. Figure it out. You never see the boa bull nose yet. You know how long it takes the boa bull nose? Before you take 2 licks of ice cream in a cone, you don't boil your nose. You have any idea why there is tied on it too high when they boil your nose? You know why? When you bow a bull nose one day, you go figure it out. Yeah. Because when he see the man who inflict that pain on him, anyway he see that man, he go kill him. So you had to tie down his eye to make sure he see who do it. That's why they tie it. But you know how to figure it out? Because the first idiot who bore a bull nose didn't tie down the eye. And they bury him a week later. So they figure out the bull see what he do. So somebody come up with a plan. Let me tie the eye so he ain't go see who it is. Trial and error. But we get it right. But at what cost? Somebody had to lose their life for you to learn. If you choose not to follow what he do, then you will never learn. Find out what is right and what is wrong and then decide. Tat mokshanamagyanam karama karama vikaramanam trividaniha karamani suniyam shaufyam gati priyaha. When you know the truth, stick to that. Let me explain something to you. When you're making parsad a long time, how we used to make parsad? Tell me what we used to do. We patch the flour. And then we sift it out. And all them little flour ball you get, you have to mash up all of that. Right, boss? When you're done patch flour, you have to sift it out. You know what hell it was to make parsad? That couldn't be a God job, but that had to be some kind of rakshas work. The amount of penance it was to make parsad. And let me tell you something you mightn't believe. The first man who came up with the idea, this had to stop, was my father. In Lodjan Mandir. He said, put the ghee in the pot first and hot it. And he throw flour in there just so. He started that in Trinidad. Let nobody fool you and tell you otherwise. Let nobody fool you otherwise and tell you the first man who buried a person in a box without a cover was my father. 1973, when his mother died. We built the box right next door with no cover. Open tray. That's what they call it, open tray. We who started that. 1972. 16th of September 1972. Visionary. Nobody thought about it. He didn't patent it. If he put a patent on it, well, boy, I'd be an agent for the dead. Because every funeral home that put a man in an open tray had to pay me some money. But he didn't do it. So you have to know what you're going to do. You have to understand the nature of the job you're going to do. What are the benefits and what are the harm in that job? And then, when engineers going to work and they just draw plan and all kind of thing, what they're going to do? You know why they do all that? To dig a trench. Only with tobacco. No, it don't work so. It don't work so. You have to make sure every inch is covered to prevent anything from going wrong that could go wrong. So you have to anticipate what could go wrong. That is a vision. That is what Sanatan Dharam is. It's a vision. Everybody could accomplish that vision. And even though Trivida Nahi Karamani, no job is easy. Every job is difficult. But if you unravel it, who come up with the idea of building a steel structure? How do they know what strength that steel should be? Trial and error. And then they master it. In the same way, I will explain this to you, O King. Kriyamana kriya jnanam kriyaya kriyaya mati yasya yasyatma hiramatim loko mukto kilarta krit. Let your mind be absorbed in whatever action you are going to perform. Let your mind. You know, people tell me when I took over here, you know the first suggestion I get? Put a tap in the corner there. That was the first suggestion. Put a sink and a tap right in the corner by the door there. See, listen to me. Why? Tell me why. So people could wash their hand. When you come down the step, you didn't see a tank full of water there. You can't wash your hand there. You come up here. For me to put a tap there, right? That is 130 feet off the ground. How high the tank had to be? On top of the roof. So I so stupid to put up a tank stand higher than the roof for a fella to climb up, eat his dinner, and then break in my building. Wash your hand outside. That's so hard to do. Man, there is one place shouldn't have a tap in it. I've always said that. No man, there should have a tap in the inside. Do that outside. I will explain this to you. Let your intellect, let your mind be merged into whatever karma you do. And when you perform that karma, materially, there is nothing to gain. Spiritually, there is everything to gain. Everything that you gain is to liberate you. Karma kuruvi yogena na karma na rabi nara tatva darashanna niradagda kriyamahu buddha buddham. He says when karma begins to grow in the individual whose intent is to surrender, then he begins to separate himself from material things. It don't happen overnight. One of the stupidest concepts, I will give my house. I only have 2 children, so I'll give it to the one who mind me. Yeah, wait for that. So don't wait. Which one gonna mind you? You understand? Give it up. You get it for free. Give it up same speed. My father was no fool, you know. My father left his property for an 8-year-old boy, you know. Go feed, he give his son it. He never give this to his son. He give it to his grandson. And his daughter-in-law. So I had the mercy of these 2 people. 2 of them joined together. Babs on the road, skating going. You understand? So when you hear people preaching this foolishness that you are like your daughter-in-law, who you like more, your daughter or your daughter-in-law? Be careful how you answer that. Who do you like more, your daughter or your daughter-in-law? None? Nah. Nah. Well, I ain't gonna doubt you. Suppose you love your daughter-in-law more than your daughter, eh? Because your daughter-in-law carries your gene. Your daughter don't carry your gene. She's carry somebody else's gene. Strange. That's strange concept. Your daughter don't belong to you. Your daughter-in-law belongs to you. Yeah. So my father was a smart man. He gave it to your daughter-in-law. When you separate yourself, you perform your karma. And when you perform your karma with that love for God, all the effects of karma are burnt away. So what you actually get is purity. You ever see pure gold? You could hold it in your hand and mash it up in it. Mash it up in the sun. Pure gold. So for the gold to look attractive, you have to mix it with impurities to get it how it is. The same thing with the human body. People say they only drink bottled water, they don't drink tap water. Another idiot again. You ought to be an idiot. Because bottled water have nothing in it. Absolutely, it don't even have a taste in it. Pipe water have certain bacteria in it that your body needs to build up your immune system. I will stick to my pipe water and my coal tar barrel. I drink water from a coal tar barrel yet. You must never see a coal tar barrel in your life. By the way, you know where's coal tar? Actually, she could tell you. Where is coal tar? Yeah. What you say? Liquid pitch. Pitch and liquid pitch is two different things. That's the only barrel when you paint it, mosquito can't live in there. You could drink the water anytime. You're healthy. Lord Krishna says to Arjun, Yasya sarva samaramba kama sankalp barjita jnanagni dharma karmanam tamahu panditam buddha. When you understand how this whole cycle works, that you just fall in and you are part of it. When you understand that, whatever karma you perform is for liberation. You're performing karma for no other purpose. Only for liberation. Palamatrishtam vihasya sat sadatre shoti sadhana adyuktaka kriyamakaratum kichanye ne karoti saha. Those who perform karma and yet they have no desire for the rewards of karma, those people are happy with themselves. You seek nothing, so you're happy. Now, performing no penance, and yet they are engaged in karma, yet they do absolutely nothing. Because they do it for me. Lord Krishna said the same thing to Arjun. Tyakta karama pala sanga nitya tripto nirashraya karamanya vipravitopi naiva kimchit karoti shaha. Give up attachment. Attachment is what the problem is. People too attached to things. Right? People too attached. Give up that attachment. And if you could give up the attachment, be contented with yourself. You have no two people like me in this world. No two people. Thank God for that. Be happy with you. If you look in the mirror and you are like the person you see, you think something wrong? Right. I love that man in the mirror. People can say what they want. I love it too bad. Right? When I done shave my head, where Anil, he was with me. I go in the barber shop to shave my head. The fella take a machine and he say, go ahead. I say, let me start over. You have any idea what does the word shave mean? Shave is not zzz. Shaving is That's why I come for. So me know who fooled you and tell you a machine is a shave. I don't want that, partner. You shave it for me. He tell me it's difficult. I say, but I paying you, you are paying me. You don't want my body. Stick back my hair on my head and let me go by next baba. I have no problem with that. Jakta karama pala sanga netya tripto nirashraya. When you do something, and whatever you have done, it accomplishes so much for people to benefit from it. Ever somebody ever tell you, pat yourself on your back? That is what is meant by pat yourself on your back. Hundreds benefit from it. The man who planted the mango tree, he might be lucky to see that even flowers. But you know what? People thief mango from that to make mango takari for puja. You're thieving the man mango to make mango takari. You want to please God. Go ahead. Nideho nigrihitatma parityakta parigraha kevalam vaigriham karama charananayati apatakam. Control yourself. Free yourself from desires. Give up all luxuries. Give it up. Sooner or later you have to. And yet, even though you live at home, you are not bounded by the house that you live in. You give it up. Give it up. The next generation going to inherit it. Advandamattado bhutva siddhasedyo samashraya yata prabhamma santushta koravan karamanabhadyate. Give up anger. Give up jealousy. Why am I going to jealous you? You have nothing I want. You have absolutely nothing I want. So why am I going to be jealous with you? Be equal to good and bad. Accept it. Everybody going to experience good in life. Everybody going to experience bad in life. When it comes, you accept it. It was good when you do ayag. And you feel good when you do the ayag. You feel the pundit was good when he don't read ayag. Nah. I put a pundit next to me on a single and the man thief my glasses. Thief my glasses, you know. You believe that, eh? And the idiot thief the glasses the night when I was doing chapter 9 and 10, which I know by heart. So I didn't need the glasses that night. But on my way home, I studied how much for a new pair. I hope my Dachina could cover that. You understand? Your intention is different to the other person's intention. You might have a good intention by doing something, but the person you join forces with to do it may not have the same intention. And that is where the conflict comes. That is the conflict Ganesh is talking about. Give up that desire. If you cannot do it by yourself, don't trust nobody to do it. Trust nobody. Yakta karama pala sanga netya tripta nirashraya karamanya vipravitopi neva kimchit karoti shaha. And then be contented. When you are contented in this world, nirahira grahiyatma parityakta parigraha kevalam vaigriham karama charananayati yapatakam. You will not be bounded by the things around you. You have to let go it. You have to let it go. Advanda matsado bhutva siddhasedyo samashraya yata prapta hamasantushta kuravan karamana badyate. When you perform karma, giving up all the negatives around you, no harm could come to you. No harm. Nothing could harm you. Akhilai vishaye mukto jnana vijnana vanapi yagyartam tasya sakalam kritamakarama viliyate. Release yourself from the bondage of the world. Release yourself from it. And release yourself by performing karma for the sake of yajna. Everybody must benefit from it. Not you. You must never benefit from it. Let everybody else benefit from it. He says, there is no obstacle in life could come in your way when you are doing things right. No obstacle cannot come in your way. Gata sangasya muktasya jnanavastita chetasa yajna charata karama samagram praviyaliyate. Free yourself from attachment and work. Lord Krishna said to Arjun, work that everybody could benefit from what you have done. Aham magni havi hota hutama janma yecharyatam brahmaptab chetanata brahmanyeva yatorataha. Whatever puja you perform, whatever rituals you perform, whatever havan you perform, surrender to that Supreme Lord. Offer it in His name. Yogina kechedapari drishtamayagyam vadanti cha brahmagnivena yagyovai etike charanamenari. The yogis have performed puja, different types of puja, and they have accepted that as yajna. Some of the swamis do havan alone, and they accept that as the supreme. I say to you, whatever you do, all is the same. They just choose a different road. If you want to go Woodland from here, could you drive down the road and go Woodland? All right. So you're driving west. If you drive east, you could go Woodland. Nice. If you drive north, you could go Woodland. Where's the problem? Somebody go reach first, somebody go reach second, somebody go reach third. The bottom line is everybody going to reach. So the different methods should not want you to change what you believe in. What you believe in, that is it. Stick to what you believe in. Watch somebody else do it differently, admire what they do, but stick to what is yours. One of the greatest fun I've ever had. You ever heard of a fellow named Krishna Das? Who's Krishna Das? Who's Krishna Das? You have any idea who it is? The white man who sing the Hanuman Chalisa. Vidi Guru Charara Saro Jaraja. And every idiot singing it the same way he's singing it, he pronouncing it wrong. Everybody pick up that tune, says it stick like gladly. I can stick to how I learn it. I don't need he to teach me the Hanuman Chalisa. Sorry. If you want to follow that, you follow that. What is yours is yours. Never interfere with what is not yours. It gives he a different satisfaction than what it's going to give to you. He says, Sanyagnao na bhupa indriyanam na juhuvati kamagnave na tvidiyam chandamnishu na juhuvati. There are many methods that is used by different individuals to connect to me. Try all the different methods, but the one that you connect with, that is the one you stay with. If you're an electrician and you interfere in wires, and you just get shocked sometime, most get shocked because you're not an electrician. But if you stick your finger in a 220 volt, you're an electrician, you're the fool. Especially with a screwdriver in your hand. So you have to know, eventually you'll get it right. Eventually you'll get it right. If you cut a bundle of grass and feed a cow, we never eat all. Certain grass you do eat. Which is the grass you do eat? Have you any idea? Cow do eat paragrass? Indra, beat this boy when you carry him home, beat him until you're tired, A cow will not eat any grass that have milk in it. Check it out. Never eat it. No matter how much you cut, he will never eat that. Because he knows the danger in that. Any grass growing in Trinidad, you could cook it like bhaji. Anything. Except if it has milk in it. It's going to poison you. We learned that by trial and error. How many different bhaji Trinidad have? You have any idea? That's your homework. When you come tomorrow, answer me. Shrotati indriyanyanye samaya Ganesh juhavati shabdadin vishayananya indriya Ganesh juhavati. The same thing Lord Krishna said in the Gita. People offer different things to the Supreme, all with the same desire, which is to become one with the Supreme. So what worked for somebody else might not work for me. Right? Walking barefoot might be nice. Love to walk barefoot. But if you're diabetic, walking barefoot in that sense is stupidity. You understand? That's being stupid. So I don't know when it's going to work. Prananami driyanam cha parikaramani kretsaya nijadmarate rupagnav jnanadipo pajuhavati. The purpose of life is to connect with that Supreme. Some people connect through Gyan, some connect through Bhakti, some connect through Havan, some connect through prayer, some connect through singing. There are different ways to do it. Sanatan Dharma has room for everybody, We have room for everybody. The point is, everybody don't know their place in Sanatan Dharma. That's the problem. Because we can't work together. So because we can't work together, you want to infringe on my time. And I want to infringe on your time because me and like how you sing it. You understand? Rather than appreciate and we work together to make the whole picture big, we start to cut each other throat from the beginning. And that is where the downfall has come. We have to work together. We have to work together. Whether we like each other or not, you have to work together. And only then, when you begin to work together, then all karma, jnana dipo pajuhavati, all karma gets dissolved into the Atma. Everything becomes one. Everything merges into one. Drabyena tapasa vapi swadhyayena pikenaya tibrabrattena yogyane nati yajna tatyaman. People perform yajna with food, with celebration, with gift, with penance, with havan, with fasting, with knowledge. Who are you doing it for? The man upstairs. So if you choose to fast, that's your right. Do you fast when you have prayers? You're a fool. Yes, you are. Because of your medical problem, if you fast for a long period of time, what will happen to you? You could black out. The scriptures tell you, break the rules. Break the rules. A fellow like Pope come and tell me he had to eat before the puja. He want me to lick he down. Because nothing is wrong with he. He just licorice. Right? But the scriptures cater for that. If you have a medical issue, don't fast and do puja, right? Trouble. You're committing suicide. And that worse than somebody kill you. Suicide worse than somebody kill you. You kill yourself. God had to afraid somebody like you. Break the rules. Because everything that is done for the Supreme. If the Supreme doesn't understand that I am diabetic and I need to eat my food before I do my puja, something wrong with he. Right? Trust me, I'm not diabetic. Well, the last time I drink condensed milk, I don't think I was diabetic. And that wasn't too long ago. Prana pana tapa pranam prane praksheya patitaha Ruddha gitva chabhayaste pranayam parayanaha. One of the great, let me give you something to try when you go home. So when you go to sleep and you lie down in your bed, take one of your finger and plug one side of your nose. Serious. Take the deepest breath you could take. And then let go the nose and hold the other one. And breathe it out very slow. 10 times. And I bet you tomorrow morning somebody had to wake you up. You'll just fall asleep like a log. 10 times. That is it. That is the power of it. People don't understand all the answers that we need. We have all the answers in our scriptures. I don't need nobody to tell me about pranayama. Sorry. I need nobody to tell me what's standing up on my head. I don't need you to tell me that. I don't need to tell you how to put your foot in a lotus posture. We knew that a long, long time ago. We mastered that thousands of years ago. We could sit down in the smallest space and make it real big. So, work on it. Develop yourself. One of the things you need to do, Jetva pranaya pranagati rupa joha viteshu cha evam nana yagyarata yagyadam sitapatakaha. Restrain your sense organs. Surrender to me. Worship through yajna. And all evils around you will be destroyed. I will clear the road for you. I will clear this road for you. Nityama Brahma pratanyete yagyasheshta amritashinaha ayagyakadine loke nayamamanya kuto bhavet. Those who perform yajna regularly and those who partake of the leftover food, they are the ones who are going to find me. What does leftover food mean? Do you have any idea what leftover food mean? What do you think leftover food mean? That I eat and the food I eat leave, you eat it? If you do that, you're really stupid enough. That is not leftover food. Leftover food means that whenever food is cooked in a yajna puja, all 5 mouthfuls is fed to the fire. Pranay nama, apanay nama, samanay nama, udanay nama, and vyanay nama. 5 mouthfuls is fed to the fire. You see, the food that remain after that is called leftover. Because you offer it first to God. That is the leftover food. When the lady asked me that in a puja, you know, what the mantra, when they're throwing the food in the fire, where they say? I say, lady, I could tell you the mantra, but yoga vexed. She said, I say, when you cook, smart people wouldn't eat. You too stupid to be behind a pot. Eating your food is eating sin. You throwing it in the fire. You don't know what feed means. You understand? They're like you sit down with a handful of food and you're feeding your daughter and you're throwing it in your face. And she always want to tell you, where you catch you eat, where you miss hard luck. That is throwing. No, it don't work so. That is the leftover food. After you offer it to the Supreme Brahman, I have a special offering that is given me now. Sohari, Eros choka, and tomatoes. Serious. Every month I just give that to eat. And if he want it, brother, you leave it. I go handle it when it come back out. That is he food. Sohari, tomato choka, and Eros. When I die, next life, I had it born as an Eros root or some kind of thing. That's all I'm going to be thinking about when I'm ready to go. Arrows. Love arrows. He says, when you do not perform yagya, there is no planet in this creation where you could find peace. Yagya don't mean what we're doing here. Yagya mean when you cook and do not offer food to God. That is yagya. So if you're cooking food and not offering food to God, there is no planet you could find happiness in. Thank God for what you have. Kaya kadi trida bhutan yagyana vede pratishtitam gyatwatan kilan bhupa moksha se kilavandanat. To enjoy happiness in thought, in word, and in deed. People have gone through the scriptures and they have found different yagyas that suit their liking. That is what you do. You do a yagya that you like. Right? Why would you want to do a bhagavad 3 times a day and you have to go to work? How you plan to work that out? Bhagavad ain't going to work for you. Right? You have to find one that's going to work. Find one that works with your time, your job time. Your father and mother different. Them retire. Them could do bhagavad. You can't do that. That's not for you. Right? And the purpose of them doing it is for you. And you're not there. So even them doing it is a waste of time. Because it has to be a family effort or a community effort. Everybody has to be involved in it. So you have to find one that works. And Sarvesham Bhupa Yagyanam, the scriptures have described many different types of yagya. But Jnana Yagya Paromataha, all yagya must end in knowledge. You must learn from it. If current go right now and the place become pitch dark and you get up from there, you think you could reach that step? You'll bounce yourself foot somewhere. Oh yeah, right. You have a torchlight in your head. Okay. But if that happens and you bounce your foot, and tomorrow you're coming here with a plaster wrap up around your big toe, and current go the same way and it's pitch dark, you think you're going to bounce your foot tomorrow night? Nice. If you don't bounce your foot, it means gyan. You learn. If you bounce your foot the second night, take my advice. When you reach home, don't come back. Because you will learn nothing. You will study bounce your foot and study damage yourself. Everything that you do in life, you have to learn from it. And that is what Sanatana Dharma is. True knowledge. Knowledge is going to prepare you for moksha, liberation. That is what knowledge is going to do for you. Tajage yam purush vyagra prashanena natisamatam shoshrava vidayatimya sanyasyatva visharada. For true gyan, we perform service. Service to who? Service to the Guru. The Guru who could teach you. Not the, you could even a little 14-year-old boy tell me he has 78 chela already. I say it has 78 dumb people in this country still. You christen your daughter to a pundit who 21 years old and they have a clue what's Sanatana Dharma. How stupid you could be. Sorry, who vex you know? How stupid you could be. I going to bow to the foot of a man who more dotish than me? He can't help himself, he could help me. No waste my time. Let me explain something to you. I'm using the word christen, right? I wanted to christen my daughter when she write common entrance. So I tell her, make a list of all the pundits she know. And we go choose one from the list. So she write down about 15 of them, who she meet and yag with me. So when I see the list, I see something wrong with my daughter, right? She couldn't pick them stupidity and them to be she guru. No way. So I put the list in an envelope. I said, go and talk to your grandfather and give him this survey. When he opened it, he tear it up. He said, what is this? He said, well, I want one of them for my guru. He said, not at all. That ain't going to happen. I will make that choice. And he made the choice. For the both of them. They have the same guru. The guru that he chose for them only lived about 3 years again and then he died. He was almost 90 already when he chose them. Say, Christian with somebody who have the experience and the knowledge that could save you even if they're dead. Not them idiot and them who ain't know nothing. And you expect them to save your life? No way, Jose. Stick to that. And I believe in that. Up to now, I still believe in that. Somebody tell me, they christened the children with a young pundit so the children and the pundit could grow together. Really? Okay. That is a nice concept. That is a real nice concept. He says, one thing Sanatan Dharma recommends for people, Santasya tava bisharada. Everything is going to come to you if you have patience. Never run out of patience. You had to bite the bullet and wait. It come in. You know how long it took Shivari to see Ram face? That took 125 years, you know. We just read the Katha and think, bam, Ram just decided to walk through the forest, singing some fantastic song, looking for this woman in the jungle and running to Shivari. That and God face you wouldn't see. That took 125 years to happen. Eh? That's a long, long time in a partner. So people, she had the patience. She believed what the Guru tells she, Matang Rishi. She believed what the Guru say. You don't have to go look for Ram. Ram go come looking for you. She believed the Guru. So that's the first lesson. Your Guru had to be able to stand the bunks when it comes to defending your soul. Right? A Guru is a man on call 24/7, you know. You know that? Your Guru on call 24/7? How you know that? You had to test the water already? Well, a water test when you was in the hospital and you didn't even know. So don't mama guy yourself. This next one is one to rough me up, but he ain't know how much time that water test. What a savior. Tell them what a savior. You know what a save he? No longer want to laugh that fella playing the organ. Ask him what to save him. Tell him what to save him. He name Basdeo. That's the only thing to save him. You understand? But that is what people don't understand. Your Guru have to be on call 24/7. Your Guru have an unlisted number. So how you going and find him? Play with it, says. Play with it in your head. That not even making sense. You understand? That not even making sense. What Sanatan Dharma teaches us, it says, in this lifetime, if you cannot associate, let me read the verse for you. Nana sangana karatan nei kamasadu samagamam. If in your lifetime as a human, you cannot associate with one devotee of God, one, karoti te na sansare, bandana mohyati te saha, you in bondage for generations to come. So why all your friends had to be in a shop? That's not the place to have friends, boy. That's the place everybody's a Ramayana scholar. As they take two, them know the whole story of the Ramayana, man. Them was day when Sita gave birth to Law and Kush. Right? Don't come wrong, Vikram, with that. You're starting a war you wouldn't win. And how do you find that one devotee of God? Ganesh Gita says, Satasangana guna santa rapadam laya evacha swahitam prapyate sarave rihaloke paratyachaha. True satsang. That is where you find it. There's a line in the Ramayana. I don't know the whole line. I have never learned the whole chaupa in my lifetime. You don't believe that. I learned the piece I need. Binu satsanga Vivek and hoi. What's the other half? Ramakaj or something. Wait, you see what I mean? You read in Ramayana every day, you're supposed to know that. Only when the good in the past is awakening you, you find yourself in satsang. In satsang, you will sift out people who come to eat, who come to find fault, and who come to really pray. When you find the one who really come to pray, that is the one you hold on to. I will go in a yard and see a fellow with an organ. And I went to do a funeral, a pundit died. And on the box, a pundit come and put the organ on top of the box and he pumping and he singing. He said, Babs, when I finish, I had to leave right away. I said, where you going? I said, I'm going in the next village, I have a year going on. He going and put that organ on top of the singasa now. And people had to go and puja that and put flowers on arati. I so stupid. I that stupid one time? Come on. Come on. This religion too deep for that boy. Because satsange guna, the qualities that you will develop in a satsang, you could develop it nowhere else. Rapadam laya evacha. Whatever difficulties you have when you go to a satsang, the difficulties remain in the satsang when you leave. You leave with your head clear. Swahitam prapyate saravai rihaloke paratracha. Because the satsang is the one place that gives you happiness here and hereafter. I was only testing you. The line is Binu satsanga vivekana hoye rama kripa binu sulabana soyi. That's the line. Feel I didn't know it. All right, cool, rough me up. Satasangati mo damangala mula. Soy pala siddhi sabasada na pula. That is the chaupai. Right? The root of all happiness is satsang. The fruit of satsang is good qualities. And the fruit of good qualities, perfection. All that comes, Rama Kripa, the grace of God. That is what, that is the chaupai. Itya sulabha rajan satasangoti vadurlabha yajagyatva punarabandha metigeya tatastataha. To acquire everything that you need in this world, just find one devotee of God and you can accomplish everything that you want. Every single thing. Through satsang, satsang makes the impossible possible. And knowing this, you will not come back in this world. Knowing this, why will you not go to satsang? If you know satsang is everything, why you wouldn't go? Because you aren't like the fella who having it? That is not a reason. That is not a reason. It is said, to live in this world, mitigeya tatastataha, it is compulsory that a person should become wise and intelligent. That's a compulsory thing, man. You can't live stupid all the days of your life. You must get smart at some point. And the way to get smart, associate with devotees of God. Be part of what is going on. Right? You feel we could have hired two Venezuelans to polish all them brass? They might have do a better job. Right? It defeats the purpose. The same people involved in him, come, let me eat a pizza. And let me clean some brass. Ah, yeah, cleaning none. I eating my pizza though. Yeah, I let them eat all. Be part of it. When you become part of it, you develop a camaraderie amongst each other. That whenever you see each other anywhere, you're going to remember what you do here. You understand? It's a camaraderie. That camaraderie you could carry to another place and spread it. And that's how it works. That's what satsang is. He says when you associate with devotees, you become intelligent. Through that intelligence, ati paro na jantasu, you see yourself in everything and you see everything in yourself. When you reach that level, what happens to you after that? You become one with the Supreme. Dvividhanya pikaramani jnanagne dahate kshanat prasiddhagne yata saravam basmatam nayate kshanat. As a fire will burn everything that you put into it, in the same way, Gyan burns away all the karma that we have performed. Nagyana samata meti pavitra metaran nipa atmanyeva nagachanti yogatakala na yoginaha. There is nothing more purifying in this world than knowledge. Seek it out. Look for it. Look for it. You're going to find it. Bhakti manindriya jayi tatapado jnanamapnuyat labdva tattaparama moksham swalapakale natyasau. Control your senses. Accept this teaching. Accept this knowledge. Liberate yourself. How? Swalapakale, in a short period of time. That's all it is take. Bhakti hino shradhadhana pavitra sanshaye duya tasya yana pibegyana mehaloko tavaparaha. Without devotion, you cannot get peace. Without peace, you cannot have love for people. And if you cannot have those things, you will not be happy in this life, and you could never carry happiness into the next life. Have no doubt in your mind. That was Arjun's problem in the Gita, doubt. And Lord Krishna said to him, Atashcha shradanayashcha sanshayatma binashati nayamalokasti na paro na sukam sanshayatmanaha. That the one who doubts is a lost soul. He could never be happy in this world, nor will he be happy in the next world. Atma jnana ratama jnana nashita kilama sanshayam yogasta kila karamana badananti bhupatanina. Those who engage in the search for knowledge, through Gyan, all their doubts are going to be destroyed. Through Gyan, they will become at peace with themselves. Gyan will give them firmness. And they perform no karma through Gyan, because all karma is burnt away through Gyan. So even though they perform in karma, it's not karma they're performing. Jnana kanga praharena sanabhutam yatambala chetvana sanshayata samad yogo yukto bhave naraha. Take the sword of knowledge. Destroy that ignorance which exists in you. Destroy the doubt which is born out of ignorance. There is a verse Tulsidas wrote in Balkan. Banadau prathama mahi sudha charana moha janita sanasaya sabharana. I bow to the feet of my Guru, because the Guru is the one who could take away that doubt in my mind which is born out of ignorance. That is what a Guru is. When you go to him in trouble and he tell you go home and do job, he ain't your Guru. He's just lazy. He had to bail you out. That's what the Guru does. And when he does that for you, depending upon your knowledge, depending upon your own ability, in the end, you will be victorious. You will conquer every obstacle that stands in your way. Tasamara jnana sanabhutam hritastam jnana sinatmana chetachainam sanshayama yoga matishto tishta bharataha. That is the very advice Lord Krishna gave to Arjuna. Use the sword of knowledge. Destroy that doubt which is born out of ignorance and establish yourself. Stand firm. You will be victorious. Bolo Shri Ganesh and Bhagavan ki jai. Devotees, for tonight we have come to an end. So let me see if I could find a bhajan for you and give it a shot.
Purana
He's trying to drink water and he can't find water to drink. He said, Jalame thara piye na himura ka acha dalane kasa. That is what stupidity is. That is what they call a stupid man. Tara pe river and he can't find water to drink. Apane ghar ki maran na jaane kare dhobiyan ke aasa. People don't have a clue of going on in their own house. And they expect outside to tell them what going on in their house. That's what Kabira says. Chiname dobi adove dove chiname hoye udaha. In one moment he washing clothes, one moment he crying, one moment he becomes very worried. Apane bande karma ki galasi aap kar ke paas. That karma will drag it on if you can't break that one. It will destroy you. Sacha sabun ali na murak daisan dane ke paas. The soap that you need to clean you, he has not accepted that. Santa ke paasa to associate with the devotee of God. Daga Purana Chumkatanahi Dovata Bharamasa. The stain that you bring into this world, you could wash it for months, it could never get clean. The best cleaner, I'll give you a piece of charcoal. Yeah, you like it. What are we doing now? The same way, one night, एक रात को जोड़ लगावे for the day of the Master. One night of devotion to God, one night in a satsang will wipe out years of stain in your life. कहत कबीर सुनो भय साधो कुल आन कबीर दास says आज तक अंत उपासा. Either you wash out or you die stupid and you wash out. Make your choice. Make your choices are yours. If you have to go in and you need to go in, continue. You will die stupid just like you wash your hand. One thing I like about Kabir Das, he never makes you lose. He never makes it go. I be careful what I say, because if I say you wrong thing, you have to stop calling to do puja. And you do it. Kahata Kabir Suno Bhai Sadhu Aata Anta Upasa. Either you follow the teachings of God and liberate yourself, or die a fool in this world. Choice the Lord. Pro Sri Ganesh and Vickramaditya Maharaj. All will stand and join together and sing the arati. Om Jai Ganesh. Om Jai Ganapati Deva Prabhu Jai Ganapati Deva Vigana Vinashana Swami Vigana Vinashana Swami Sukhasamati Deva Om Jai जय